Hello, everybody. Oh my gosh. This is the chaos of having fur babies, guys. All right. How is everyone?
What a start.
What a start. A happy start. I know. I love you too, Longo. I love you too. I love you too. This is like a... I know. You're
Again, guys, we're waiting for Kento to settle down.
Right.
Me and Sheila are rocking our Japan FIFA Women's World Cup jerseys.
That's exactly right.
But unfortunately, since we've been wearing it, Japan got knocked out.
Yep.
So it's probably not meant to be. But anyway, we would have been wearing Filipinas jerseys if they were on sale in here, but unfortunately they weren't.
Yeah, they weren't.
So if anyone knows where to get them, please
comment down below.
let us know where to grab them.
True, and we'll be happy to purchase them. Of course, it's like really timely because now women's FIFA World Cup is like really like, you know, it's out there.
Mainstream, yeah.
Yeah, it's mainstream and like everyone's watching. So I'm really glad and I'm really happy and I'm really looking forward to the next generation of women who's gonna go out there and play. It's just beautiful though. And Australia's advancing. So they're going into semifinals.
Yeah,
so,
they're playing against England this Wednesday.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, but look, we're still rooting for Australia. Yeah, it's just
Is it like
exciting.
bad omen?
What?
Like if we wear the team's jersey that we're supporting, they get knocked out?
I don't know.
So you're going to be wearing Australia's jersey this Wednesday?
Look, I think I'm just going to cheer for them. Not really. I don't know. Well, I don't want to jinx it then if you're thinking of it that way. But I'm just probably just going to like let it go and then probably just, you know, cheer them on. Not technically wearing them because if that jinxes it.
Yeah.
I can't forgive myself. But look, I think the Matilda's doing really great. And we're so proud. And last Saturday, we're so loud out here.
Was it Saturday?
The two of us.
Yeah, it was.
Saturday's game. It was so fun. It was intense. It was, oh my God, I feel nauseous. I feel like I can't watch because the penalty knockout round, it was just intense for me. This is me, guys, being into FIFA just recently. So I'm just learning the game.
Then a couple of weeks back when we were watching the Filipinas game, we were like, what's offside?
Yeah, true. And I don't even know that. And I'm like asking her, like how it is and what's the meaning of everything. So I'm like, yeah, just learning the ropes.
Anyway.
Hang on. Okay, one chunky down.
FIFA aside, back to our regular programming.
True. I'm sorry we missed last week's topic.
Yeah.
As you can see, and as you can, you probably see my vlogs. We've been just going through something.
Yeah, life happened. We had to work and hustle.
That's true. So
we're way behind.
We are way behind financially. But look, I think we are just trying our best as well to just keep up with our weekly uploads. So please bear with us. And I really apologize for missing out last week's episode. So if you want to hear anything with regards to the podcast, please comment down below or suggest anything. I would be happy to just, discuss anything under the sun, basically. Not really about nursing, right?
Okay. Yep.
Oh, there you go. Okay. See,
right.
As you can see now, you can see my jersey now. I love the color of this Japan jersey. All right, get into it.
All right. So our topic for tonight is, does travel time or distance to work matter?
I think so.
Think so?
Yeah.
It's like, so if that's the case, what's an acceptable distance or time to work?
Because I'm not sure if like everyone's watching my vlog. So my travel time to my other work is about an hour or more.
Definitely more.
Yeah, because I have to be there early, and because of the traffic, sometimes it can add up to a couple of minutes to probably half an hour extra.
It's almost 60 kilometers, right?
Yeah, true. So it's just I feel like I had to get up early. Yep, I have to get up early, prepare myself about an hour early, drive down there, and then I had to walk from the car park to the workplace that I'm going. So for me, I think, you're putting extra effort into giving this time to prepare yourself to work. And that's just not just the travel, actually. It's just building up.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the question
quite
again?
taxing. Like, I mean, whenever you Google your, like, from our home to your workplace, it gives you, Google gives you an estimate of like 56 minutes to an hour and a half,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So that's quite a big gap.
It is a big gap. And coming from Canberra, where my workplace is just like 15 max to 20 minutes away from the house, it is a lot.
And you still come in late. Oh, no, I mean on time.
Not on time.
Not early, on time.
Not early, but on time. But like for me, putting that much effort, it's a lot, to be honest. And it can get to a point, like every time I get home, which is usually the case, like I really just want to get home. By the time I got home,
like double that.
I just want to lay down and just.
It takes a lot of the actual drive back.
True. And I even like ask forgiveness from the boys because like I can't walk them every time I get here because I feel like I'm really tired. I'm dead tired. I'm beat for the day. And I just want to take a nap and then regain that strength back. And because we don't have any help here, it's like you have to do the chores. You just
no one's gonna cook for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So those kind of things like you have.
Well, I mean, I can, but if I'm working too. But
exactly. Like you know how we are. Like we give and take, and then we share the chores. But then at the end of the day, no one's gonna do that for you. So you just have to regain that bit of a actually give you productivity that you want for the rest of the night. And get yourself ready again for the next morning. Like, to be honest, I'm going to be working tomorrow. Today is actually Monday, guys. So I'm going to be working tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I'm quite anxious now.
You're looking forward to it?
No, I'm like anxious now. And I'm kind of, I'm just going to push through to the week. That I think that's what my mindset is at the moment. Yeah. But I am anxious at the moment, really.
So going back to the question. What is an acceptable distance or time from house to work?
I guess for me, half an hour max.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Because as you were saying earlier, you were spoiled back in Canberra where it only takes you 10 to 15 minutes to get to your workplace. And then for me, it was like a 33-kilometer drive, but it'll only take me 25 to 30 minutes. 40 minutes if it was quite traffic, but it rarely happens in Canberra anyway.
Yeah, true. No traffic.
So yeah, I think 30 minutes is acceptable.
Yep.
Unless there's really like perks or something outstanding in that workplace that would make you drive
that far.
That far.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't mind the travel.
True.
Would you agree?
I agree. Like half an hour, I think that's it because you're putting a lot of effort to getting ready and then travel.
Yeah.
But like, to be honest, during that experience, when I had my orientation, I quite enjoyed the drive, like on the way back home because you can see things
But then your orientation week was at an 8 o'clock call time, right?
Exactly.
Not a 6 a.m. call time.
True. So this is quite like a challenge for me, like this 3 days straight, 3 mornings straight this week. So it'll be fun. I hope.
So moving on, I briefly touched about this one. So is it worth traveling for such a long time for your work? Well, your current work per se.
I think so for me because I'm still being orientated. I'm still doing my body shift. Like learning the ropes here in Queensland really will help build that confidence that I can be independent when it comes to my practice later on as a clinical nurse in dialysis. So clinically, it's just getting myself ready. But then if I have
clinical nurse,
like clinical nurse, like clinical, like working clinically, like on the floor, okay, as a registered nurse. I'm not a clinical nurse, but well, you'll never know. But yeah, I feel like it is like necessary sacrifice that I need to do. Will that count?
Yeah. Well, I guess if you're aiming towards like something. It's for if it's for
For the greater good.
Yeah, for the greater good. Yeah, I guess it's gonna be worth it.
Yes,
But
sure.
yeah. Well, I guess the only thing I can compare it to is when we were doing agency shifts like a few weeks ago.
Yep.
Like at least an hour drive to get there.
Yeah.
And we actually had to make arrangement for them to book us both at the same time to make it worth our travel.
Yes.
Yeah, but
It's
still
not really
wasn't.
worth it.
Yeah.
It's not really worth the travel. And if we are given a chance, actually, or the opportunity, guys, we would prefer to do closer to work closer to home rather than doing an hour drive back and forth.
Because again, you have to factor in your time here in this country is very precious. Because
Exactly.
you'll have to do everything like by yourself within your means, because no one's gonna do stuffs for you.
Yep.
So you have to factor in like the amount of time you spend on the road as to what you could have been doing at home.
Yep.
If it was a shorter trip.
Exactly.
And you have to factor in as well your expenses, like your fuel, which is not so cheap nowadays, and then your toll,
Yep.
which is also a big factor. Luckily,
I don't have.
yeah, you don't have to pay for it.
I don't have to go through tolls, to be honest.
But then your parking, if you would have to.
If I had to pay,
it all adds
it's
up.
pricey.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, like what you said about time, it will pile up. And but by the end of like say a year, you would feel the stress, you feel the tiredness of you traveling back and forth for that.
So let's say you're
instead of you getting to have the luxury to actually sleep in for a little bit.
So let's say you're allocating 3 hours of drive every single day. That's like an hour and a half going and then back home.
Yep.
So that's 3 hours in a day, and
you're calculating.
And you're doing full time. So
yes,
at least 5 days a week.
Yep.
So that's 15 hours, and then in a year times 52. So that's like 780 hours of unpaid work and effort, which you could have allocated elsewhere. Spend time with your family, rest, prep your meals. Yeah, rest is a big thing. Jinx.
Jinx.
So,
you owe me a soda.
How much pay would that equate to?
Oh, I think, I don't know.
780, let's say base is 50.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
39 grand.
Wow. And I would rather have sleep.
Yeah.
I'd rather have my sleep than the 39 grand, to be honest.
Wow.
You wasted how many hours of your life doing that? But then
and
again,
that doesn't include your again fuel, toll, parking fees.
Exactly.
Wow.
But then, like I'm coming from a point of view of me just starting my workplace and starting somewhere else, something to get me ready. So I feel like the sacrifice is really necessary as of now, right? And you agree? Yeah.
Do you think it would be smarter for you to just work nearby, even though you don't love the workplace that much? But then it saves you like an hour of travel time, because it'll only take you 10 minutes to be at work.
Working. Yeah, I think so. I think, well, also you gotta make do of what you have, and at the same time you gotta have to feel that happiness within you, even though
find ways to
actually
find joys.
It's not like you don't, I think hate is a strong word, so you dislike your workplace, but then again you work with good people, so that's probably one good reason. So find a reason to actually appreciate your workplace for you to have that reason to go to work. And then rather than you spending a lot of time going to the very far workplace where you're having fun, you're enjoying yourself, but then at the end of the day, you're wasting so much time that you could spend with your family. So, yeah. How about you? You reckon you would rather be close by, spending it with,
Well, that would probably be like the perfect situation where it'll only take you a few minutes to get to your workplace, but
Yeah.
I still have my reservations about it.
Yeah, I think so. Like thinking of it now, it is kind of a gray area when it comes to that. But then again, at the end of the day, you're your own boss. Like you need to be able to have that feeling that if you're happy with your workplace or not, you have to find that joy within
it'll
yourself.
play a big factor.
Yeah, rather than you like already dreading to go to work because you just don't like the workplace. It's not really an option.
So, what's the longest? What's the farthest that you've traveled to get to work?
This is it. Like
That's it. Like you've never had like when you were here like a decade ago.
Oh, true. But this is because I'm like this is
Commuting.
my driving.
Yeah.
My driving. This is what the longest travel. Like I don't even go like Marbella to Jensen back in the Philippines to travel to go to work because I live in Jensen just because it's closer to the workplace, our workplace. But then when I was here in Queensland, it would take me, about an hour and a half commute or sometimes 2 hours to commute going to one workplace to another because I'm just desperate. I just need a lot of money. But then again, if I think about that, I'm so tired at the end of the day. By the time I get home, it's like 12 midnight. And mind you guys, it's like dark and scary. And I always end up like, this road. I always walk within that like double line or line just so there's light in it that I don't have to go through like dark areas
alleys,
and then like shade or shaded areas because I'm scared that someone's just gonna pull me in the side of the road and then just do something bad. So it's those feeling. It really makes sense like how you feel protected when you're inside your car. Does that make sense? Like the comforts of your car, even though it's a long commute, but the comforts of your car. But commuting itself, sometimes it can, I don't know. Sometimes I've got really bad experience as well here. Like getting
Have you had?
Well,
bad,
I have seen people who's using bad.
You've heard a lot of.
No,
bad
I've experienced it myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I was dropped by a workmate, which is really nice of him because I usually like walk, say 10 minutes walk from downhill from my workplace downhill going to the train station. But then that time I noticed there's someone who's sniffing rugby or something.
In here.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And
Some
then
sort of solvent. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. But I feel like it's rugby because no one sniffs like, illicit drugs. But then
Yeah, they do.
I don't know, but then I see them sniffing something, and then I informed the luckily there was a operator in a train station that night. So, and he said to me like, you know what, I'll get you to ride that area where I can see, and then I'll hand you over to the operator of the train itself. So, because I was so nervous, like I'm so scared for myself. Yeah. Like, just stay there so I can see you. And he was so kind enough to actually just be outside his office. Anyway, that was like horrible experience, guys. But hopefully no one should experience that. Like, I hope not. Yeah.
Do you know anyone who travels like a very lengthy time to get to work? And they've been doing it for such a long time?
Not really, but I think we've been hearing stories about like our friend's husband, right? You remember the people that come from Marbella as well? So they travel to somewhere to work for 8 days and then go home to their families. But not
that's a different story. That's a fly in, fly out situation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I mean, by land, like a travel that you would have to do every day.
I haven't heard about anyone. Have you?
Well, I heard, not stories. It's an actual
Your
fact.
workmates.
Yeah. My current workplace, casual workplace, they've been telling me that some of them live in actual Brisbane CBD, and it'll take them an hour and a half drive to get there. and they've been doing that for quite a while. They don't mind the drive. They actually love working there. So it makes the trip all worth it.
Right.
Which when I heard, I was dumbfounded when I said, like, every day, 1.5 hours to get there. Like, this place must be really that good for
That's
them
true.
to do it for such a long time.
Yep.
And then there's this another gentleman who travels from the sunny coast to that workplace, which is like 45 to 50 minutes.
Right.
But that's a freeway drive though. So which is very
And then
less.
you now going there for like how about 24 to
25 minutes.
25
yeah.
minutes, and then like
No, I can't complain. Yeah, I can't complain. I'm quite blessed.
True. But like for me, I think, yeah, again, I think I don't mind going to that other workplace if I'm only doing it for 3 days. But more than that, I think like I would take your word. It's going to be taxing. I'm going to feel the intensity or the effect of it for me in the long term. Does that make sense?
Yeah. For anyone who's listening out there, if you think that we're softies for complaining about having to travel an hour to get
we're
to
just
work.
spoiled in Canberra. Like Canberra's really
it's
good.
quite a big of an adjustment.
Yes, it is. And like work-wise, it's really a good place because there's no traffic. Like you can just go to work as early as, and then be there on time.
Well, I guess the good thing about my current workplace is they do 12-hour shifts. So
true. It's worth your travel.
Yeah, even better for a 25-minute drive. I only have to be there to a minimum of 3 days a week.
Yeah.
And then I can have the rest of my week off or do work elsewhere,
True.
which I eventually will do.
You can do this. He's our breadwinner, by the way, guys.
No.
For the past couple of days. Good on you, Daddy. You're the best. You're the best. All right. I think.
Do you think your travel is sustainable? Like this trip that you're doing now to do your dialysis duty?
Well, I think because this is like the beginning of my training, right? So it is kind of a needed sacrifice for me. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's not really sustainable because at the end of the day, I'm using like my whole efforts to get there. Not only that, you should also like take into consideration like your car, your mileage, again, your petrol, your toll, so everything. So it's not really that sustainable
Plus
unless
the fact that you don't sleep early, that you sleep midnight and then wake up 3 a.m.
And because I can't. Like, I can't.
Well, probably because you drink coffee at 8 o'clock in the evening.
No, but because I don't drink coffee at 8 o'clock. So you're just making stories. I'm making up stories. Like, I think my anxiety, it's more of my anxiety rather than...
Like the fear of being able to get up at that particular time.
Not really, but...
Someone just farted.
Oh, me too. Oh, gosh.
Hello,
So good. But like, to be honest, I think the anxiety of me going there again because like I'm still new to the place. So I'm still in my adjusting phase and everything's pretty new and everything's pretty overwhelming, to be honest. And if that helps my anxiety, if it alleviates my anxiety down a bit, that,
Which one?
Like, because I
Sleeping
can't...
late?
Yeah, because I can't sleep early as well because I'm just going to overthink everything.
Okay, fair enough.
Does that make sense? So I'd rather use that time, like now.
May the force be with you.
I'd rather use that time to actually like probably read something like would benefit me the next day and I would use to work rather than...
But then you sleep in the afternoon though.
I do
like
have
at
naps.
least an hour.
Like I do have naps. Like
an hour is not a nap.
My nap today, it's not an hour. It wasn't an hour.
I'm very proud of.
Yeah.
But then on a normal day, on a normal work day, you sleep like over an hour the moment you arrive from work.
Because again, I'm really exhausted.
I know.
Yeah.
But try to fiddle around. Just try to change your...
I tried. But you can't blame me because the fact that sometimes I just only get like about 3 to 4 hours sleep max. Like a good... Exactly. Yeah, a good
break
sleep.
the routine.
I tried to.
A topic for a different episode, guys. All right, what's your takeaway?
I think mostly that you use your time wisely.
Yeah. Do what's best for you.
Yeah.
Like if you think an hour and a half travel is worth it, then by all means keep doing it.
Just do you. If you're happy, like some of his workmates, like they'd rather travel that much, it's fine.
Yeah.
But again, this is something that you should personally answer yourself, guys, because for us, we've got really a lot of preferences, a lot of things that we had to reconsider. But at the end of the day, we'll be the ones making
that decision. Yeah,
exactly, making that choice. All right. That was a bit intense.
Yeah, it was a good talk.
Yeah, good talk, but
hopefully something came out of it.
Yeah, true. And hopefully you take something away from that conversation, guys. Again, it's Sheila.
And I'm Ruel.
And this is the
CommoNurse podcast. Till the next one. Bye.